This is Los Angeles. The subjects that I do are the subjects that I deal with during the day. In this case, transportation planning. I use the camera as a sketching book, and the computer becomes sort of my darkroom. I've been photographing LA for many, many years. My interest in photography were to capture the city, to capture environments. So I always needed to deal with wide angles. It pushes everything out. So what I said, I'm gonna paint, because now I can totally control the perspective when I paint. I'm always sort of weaving ideas, weaving what I see, and then trying to also make sense in terms of my professional life. I have done a lot of work in terms sort of understanding how mobility creates environments. Here is a painting about Boyle Heights. When I migrated, when I was 17 years old, I went to school in Boyle Heights, my first experience of LA. As you can see here, it's surrounded by freeways. And the construction of those freeways had a huge impact throughout Los Angeles because facilities from parks to homes were used in order to build that. You were totally changing what we know now as Southern California. LA was created actually by transit. I remember that the first time that I came across the LA River, and then I was really impressed by it because what people have done to it and the capacity for them to encase the river in a channel of concrete. And today we're sort of trying to go back to the future and revitalizing the LA River. My team is involved in one aspect of that is in creating bicycle paths along the LA River. City Hall, when we had the Occupy LA, and everything that you see there was there. I spent many days photographing, visiting, reading signs. This is a painting that illustrates a scene that most people probably will never pay attention to it. There are lots of ficus trees in Southern California, and the ficus tree is an immigrant, like most of us are. But it's a tree that is so resilient. When you're standing somewhere, you're gonna see a lot. And it's very important that we sort of train ourselves again. So when you actually walk or bicycle, you start seeing things that you never thought were there. I include in many of the paintings a landscaper's truck. And when I migrated to the United States, that was my first job. In some of these trucks, I paint the Mexican flag without painting it by showing flowers, the green, the white, and all of that. I feel that the cardboard box explains a lot the dynamics of the economy in Southern California. You have here a homeless person. He's hidden behind that castle-like structure. This is work based on my work at Metro and the East Side Gold Line. I directed the environmental planning and 30% engineering of that project. At that time, Metro was very supportive of bringing the arts into the stations. I really advocated for that, and that is extremely important for city building to be able to accommodate what humans like when they are out there. The city that you enjoy, the city that you feel comfortable, is the city that you're gonna call home. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. The arts are supposed to give you that, to recapture your understanding of yourself, who you are. The art that we do is for us.